In this video I'll show how I meter cut a strip to make this kind of frame. This is the kind of box I've put on top of the empty pocket tray. Here the meter joints look quite nice, but we will see how they actually look before I apply some wood paste to cover up the mistakes. So I've already cut one short side. I put it on another strip, and I mark the second short piece I need. I use the square to retouch both lines, and I extend the lines in the edge of the strip. I mark the direction I have to follow to meter cut, and I use the square to draw the cutting line. Here we can see this 45 degrees cut, and there we can see the beginning of a 90 degrees cut. This is because first I begin a 90 degrees cut. This way I can begin the 45 degrees cut without problems, because I have a slot beside the meter line to put in the blade. I have a strip behind my workpiece. It helps when I have to cut near the end of my workpiece, and it also helps to avoid tear out. I have to hold hard both strips, and I must continuously correct the cut, but it looks quite a killing cut. Now I cut the other end of my workpiece. Because this leaves some sawdust on my workpiece, I must continuously blow the sawdust so I can see the cutting line. The problem with this is that I cannot wear the mask. Because I've already cut a long side, I can see how these meter joints will look. Well, they are not perfect at all, but I still can fill the gaps with some wood paste. I mark the length of the second long piece. I mark the 45 degrees cutting lines, and once again I use the jigsaw table to meter cut. Now that I have already cut all the pieces, I sand them. I try to keep the surfaces flat. It would be very helpful to have a disc sander meter jig. I dry fit all the pieces, and when I like how they fit together, I glue them. And I clamp them with a band clamp. I make sure I have 90 degrees angles, and I let it dry. I should also check that both diagonals are identical. And this is how these meter joints look. There are a lot of gaps, but I have seen worse joints. with some wood paste these joints will look better. So I put some wood paste in one finger, and I push it inside the gaps. It is not a problem if I have a load of paste on the wood surface. Like this it is okay, because this pine wood paste is very easy to sand. There are other wood pastes, like white wood paste, that are very hard to sand. I make sure I fill all the gaps I have, and I let it dry. And now I can sand the wood paste, and I also sand all the parts of this frame. This wood paste is this easy to sand with an orbital sander. But it is also very easy to sand if we use a sanding block. The best part is that now we hardly can see the wood paste. So I keep sanding all the frame. Now I sand with a very fine sanding block. And now I can glue this frame on the empty pocket tray. This is how these miter joints look. If we look closely at the corners, we can notice a wood paste stripe. But anyway, I think now these joints look quite nice. We all want to make perfect joints, but if we don't have fancy tools or we are not very skilled, we can resort to this kind of fix up and even so make some nice pieces. Thanks for watching. You can find all my woodworking videos in my channel in YouTube. And if you like my videos, thanks for subscribing to my channel.